Good morning, Year 4. How are you? Welcome to our French lesson for this week. Now, today we are going to be looking at the different words in French, the words that we learned last lesson for the different types of French food. And we're going to start to think today, why are some of these words masculine and some of these words feminine? Because throughout the language of French, some words are either masculine or feminine. So, that is what we're going to do today. Now, before we do that, I do have some retrieval practice for you. So, on the left-hand side, you have all of the French translations of the foods we learnt last lesson. And on the right-hand side, you have all the English translations that you learnt last lesson. Now, your job is to translate the words correctly. So, for example, I have my first one and I can see that this says le chocolat. And I know that that's French. But what is it French for? I can see that it's French for chocolate. And I'd write that in my number 1 box, okay? And then I would say, oh, les fruits. What's that? What does that look like? What was that? It was, I'm not going to tell you, but you have this in your resource pack, okay? So this is your first task today in your resource pack. So find that now, pause the video and work on this question, this task, please. Pause the video and off you go. Okay, how did you do? So let's work through them together then. Les fruits. Did you remember what that was? Fantastic, that was chips. Now, it gets a bit harder now because we have to think how to translate the English to the French. So, cheese, do you remember? Le fromage, le fromage. Well done. Fruit, do you remember? Well done. Les fruits, les fruits. La glace was ice cream, well done. Bread, it was le pain. La pizza, of course it's pizza. Le poisson, fish. What was chicken? Well done, it was le poulet, le poulet. And sandwich, le sandwich. Well done. And also, well done if you got the pronunciations for that right as well. If you could have a go at practicing these now, practicing the pronunciations, making sure you don't forget them. So pause the video and go through this side and practice how to say these French foods. Okay? Now, I did ask you another question, and my question was, are these words nouns? Are they things? Are they verbs? Are they actions? Or are they adjectives? Are they describing words? What are they? Fantastic, they are all nouns. They are all things. Now, today we are going to be looking at the gender of nouns because all French nouns, all French things are either masculine, so meaning male, or feminine, meaning female. So we need to think today, how could we work out if a noun is masculine or feminine in French? I've got some words here in my box and I want you to think, which gender do you think these words might be and why? So I've got mum, dad, uncle, the queen, chocolate, pizza, ice cream, trousers and tights. So pause the video now, have a think. Do you think these are masculine, male nouns or feminine, female nouns? Pause the video and off you go. Okay, how did you do? So, mum is a feminine noun. Let's have a look at some more then. Dad is a masculine noun. Uncle is also a masculine noun. The queen is feminine. Ooh, chocolate is masculine. Pizza is feminine. Ice cream is also feminine. Trousers is masculine. And tights is masculine too. Now, you might have thought, oh, mum, dad, uncle and the queen were easy. Because they are all, we know that a mum is a female, a dad is a male. So we could split those into masculine and feminine nouns. But the other nouns like chocolate, pizza, ice cream, they might not have been as easy for you to split them into masculine or feminine nouns. So we need to think, well, looking at our columns here of masculine and feminine nouns, how can we tell if a word is masculine or feminine? What do our masculine nouns have in common? What do our feminine nouns have in common? Do you see anything that they have in common? Maybe you do, and maybe you don't. Now, if a word describes someone who is a male, like dad or uncle, that means it's a masculine noun. If a word describes someone who is female, that means it's a feminine noun, such as mum or queen or sister. But most of the time it depends on other factors, and we're going to explore those other factors today. So that's why you might have found splitting dad, mum, uncle, queen into masculine and feminine nouns really quite easy and straightforward. But today we're going to look at those other factors that make it a bit more harder. Now, you might have seen some patterns between some of these words. Now, we can tell if a noun is masculine or feminine. We've looked through the first two, and we've looked at the first four, sorry. But another way we can tell if a noun is masculine or feminine is by looking at the word in front of the noun. And we looked last week that there are different ways that the French use the word the. They could use the word the by putting les, la, or les. And they all mean the same. They all mean the, that determiner, the. Now, if the word the is spelt le, that is masculine. And if it's spelt la, that is feminine. And if it's les, that is plural. So we can see here that we've got la, 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 la. That is the, and it's feminine because if la is put in front of the noun, then that is a feminine noun. And we can see here we've got le all the way down in our masculine column. We do have l'oncle. We've got an al in front of the uncle noun. Now, le and la change to just a l when the noun starts with a vowel. So we can see here that o is a vowel, and because it started with a vowel, it changed to l, just an l. So le and la change to l when the noun starts with a vowel. Now, you might be thinking, Miss Newman, this is so confusing, but we're going to have some practice today. So today your task is using all of the 10 different French foods that we learnt last lesson, and I've included these in your resource pack. I would like you to split them into masculine with the le before the noun and feminine with the la before the noun. Now, none of these are to do with a male or female, so we really need to look at the word, the at the start of the noun. So if it's a le, it will be a masculine noun. If it's a la, it's a feminine noun. However, your challenge today, because we have some le and some la nouns for our foods, but we also have some les. So we have les fruits, and les fruits. So we have our fruit and we have our chips that both have les in front of them. Now, we don't know if that's masculine or feminine. So what we need to do to find that out, we need to look at our rules. So les fruits, thinking about what letter it ends in. Now we know fruit is plural for chips, but if it wasn't plural for chips, it would be a chip, so the S wouldn't be there. And what do we know about that E? What do we know about that E? Where should that belong, masculine or feminine? Okay, and if it's a plural, les fruits, and it starts like that, where should that go to? It's a bit trickier to work those two out, but the way I want you to lay it out today is work through each of the foods. So I started with the le chocolat. Now that's because that was the first on my list, but the first on your list is la glace. So I'm thinking le chocolat. Le. Le is a masculine noun. Therefore, I'm going to put a number 1 for my first masculine noun. I'm going to put the French, le chocolat. I'm going to then put a colon, and then I'm going to write chocolate because that's my English. Now that's what I want you to do with all of them today. I want you to write the number 1 or number 2, whichever number you're on, and I want you to write the French, and then I want you to write the English, so that you're constantly practicing the translations, but also thinking whether it's a masculine or a feminine noun. So what I want you to do is pause the video here and work through your task for today. Okay, so you might want to come off the video, work on your task for today, and sort the rest of these nouns into masculine and feminine. You have been given this table in your resource pack, and also think about the challenge here too. Okay, so pause the video and have a go. Okay, how did you get on? Shall we have a look at the answers? So, the answers are here. Now, I just included the pictures, but you would have included the French translation and the English. So we have les poissons, les pains, les chocolats, les fromages, les poulets, and les sandwiches. All of these nouns start with les, meaning they are masculine. Now, in my feminine side, I don't have many. I have la pizza and la glace. Now, my 2 feminine nouns starting with la. But we've missed out les fruits and les frites. Fruit and chips. Now, did you find out where they went? Well done. Did you find out that les fruits went in the masculine side and les frites went in the feminine side? Les frites is a plural because it has the les and the fruit has the les too. But because it's a plural chips, if there was only one chip, it would be les fruits without the S. And that means it ends in an E, making it a feminine noun. Okay, so well done if you got those right. So today we have thought about feminine and masculine nouns. Now, can you sum up why some words are masculine and some words are feminine? Pause the video and have a think. Okay, fantastic listening today, Year 4. We just need to try and make sure we try and remember those rules for if a noun has a le in front of it, it's masculine, and if a noun has la in front of it, it's feminine. If a noun starts with a vowel, like uncle, it has the l'uncle. It has the L in front of it. Okay. Have a fantastic rest of your day, Year 4. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in our next lesson. Bye.